Hi everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infonox on Friday the 29th of July. We've got some big turnarounds in the wake of this Fed meeting. We're looking at the cable chart for sterling dollar moving higher. We're also looking at a rally on gold and also NASDAQ 100 futures. So let's get straight into it with this cable chart where we have seen the rally developing over the last 2 weeks. It really did take off on Wednesday with this strong bull candle in the wake of the Federal Reserve meeting, and we're now breaking this long-held downtrend. The last 4 or 5 months of downtrend we've been in for cable is now breaking that with this recovery. But look at this RSI. That's at the highest level. It's into the 60s. It's the highest level it's been since February. So this is a big turnaround we are seeing, and it's moving through resistance levels. I'll show you here. We've got the move initially through the 120.55 level of resistance. Now, essentially, that sort of completed a small base pattern, you could argue, and again, you could measure that from the 1770 area. So you could argue 300 pips or so, just under 300 pips of recovery target from that 2050 area. So that would bring you up towards 2350. So you are talking about a recovery towards this next area of resistance, which is 2340, 23. So up towards 24 big figure that we saw back in late June. So it really does look like a recovery is developing, and bearing in mind this is posting positive candles after positive candles now, continues to move higher. You had a strong reaction yesterday to the negative GDP data, so that was dollar negative, and that is a turnaround again. So that is another shift in this market outlook. So it really does look as though it's buying into weakness on this cable chart. Initial support comes in at 21 big figure area around that breakout level. Again, 2055 to 21 big figure. Nice basis of support now for cable. So it's looking to develop into strength now. And onto this gold chart, another move that we're seeing strong gains in the wake of this Federal Reserve meeting. We saw a strong bull candle on Wednesday, yesterday, and early morning today, one developing as we've now moved above this level of resistance at 1752. This 1740 to 1752 area of resistance we've got on this chart really has a breakout, and that has now opened the upside towards 1785 to 1805 is the next area of resistance. We've got again another downtrend which we're starting to test, but also look at this RSI into the 50s now. This is the highest level on the RSI we've seen since June, but it really does look as though this is developing into a recovery pattern. Again, you could argue a small base pattern. It's not perfect, but you could imply a recovery into the 1820s with that recovery pattern if that is taken as a base pattern. So it really does look as though that we are getting this in terms of, here we can see on the 4-hour chart, a better basis of the base pattern. And it really does look as though it's developing into a recovery of note now. So we'd be looking at this mini breakout level of 1750 down to 1740 as a basis of support. And that would be where little pullbacks you'd be looking to buy into weakness now on this recovery. But a test of this downtrend certainly looks to be what we're about to see. And if that gets broken, you really are looking at a sustainable move higher in this recovery. And finally, on NASDAQ 100 futures, well, equities have certainly benefited again in the wake of this Federal Reserve meeting. That was the bull candle on Wednesday, and again another one yesterday. Look at this, it's broken this downtrend. I'll zoom out one more level. We can see this broken downtrend that we've got here, and it's now testing this key level of resistance. Get the crosshair. There's resistance that comes in at around 12,950. Big resistance, that is. That old support became resistance back in June and is now resistance again, and we're testing that level. But you can see the improvement in the momentum this time. Look at that RSI into the mid 60s, really is strengthening on momentum. So it's now posting higher lows and higher highs in the last 6 weeks really since mid-June, and it really is developing this move. So moving higher, buying into weakness. You've got the breakout through that initial level of resistance at 12,700 area. That is now supportive, and you've got a really good band of support down to that low of 12,000 area really. But it really is looking to buy into weakness now for this. And also look at this this golden cross on the moving averages. rising 21-day through a rising 55-day. That's a golden cross, a strong indication of positive moves. Buying into weakness, I think, on the NASDAQ now, and you've got this nice, again, even on the 4-hour chart, good basis of support overnight at around 12,450 up towards 12,700. So that will be a basis of support on a near-term basis, but I think it looks good now, and I think as long as this support of the reaction low at 12,075 holds, I think we're looking at continued recovery on NASDAQ 100. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you again next week. Thank you very much.